Welcome back, all my friends, listeners, supporters, watchers. Appreciate you tuning in, and welcome to another Waxing with Wade. It's number 59 this week, and I'm so glad to be presenting the debut album by Foreigner from 1977 with 3 great hits on it, plus some other great songs I'll spotlight. We got the back with the train they just missed. It's supposed to be all one picture if this was an open up cover. We got the songs and some credits on the back. I'm going to introduce the band in a minute. Just to show you the sleeve, pictures of the guys, 6 of them, and the lyrics. Love this band, and similar to last week's episode, it's another debut album by a band that strung off 4 or 5 wonderful albums in a row after it over a period of 6 to 8 years, and that was Bad Company last week with their 74 debut. This week it's Foreigner. Let me introduce the band. First, let me mention that 3 of the guys are from England, 3 are American. That is why they used the name Foreigner, or chose the name, so that in any city they played in, any country they played in, half of the band would be foreigners. And I thought that was cool. So, memory serves, left to right, we've got Lou Gramm, the awesome lead vocalist. Nobody sang like him. I mean, Foreigner still plays without him, but Lou Gramm, nobody sounded like him. He was a great vocalist, and you're going to hear it. Next is he did vocals and background vocals, and he did some percussion. There's Ed Gagliardi, the taller guy. He's the bass player. And then is Mick Jones, one of the main writers, along with Lou Gramm, together or separate, or occasionally with another band member. They pretty much wrote all the songs for Foreigner on these albums. Then we've got Eddie's lead guitar as well, Mick Jones. Then we have Al Greenwood on keyboards and synthesizers, and Dennis Elliott on drums. And over here on the far right is Ian McDonald, a key member of the band, who is a multi-instrumentalist and played guitar and flute and saxophone, which we're going to hear some of each on this album. They strung off Double Vision, which I almost did, is right up there with this one for my favorite by them, after it, and then Head Games and Foreigner 4, Agent Provocateur. They were just solid in the late 70s and the early 80s, that's for sure. Now, on with some music, because I got a lot to play, and this episode, I don't want it to run too long. I'm going to kick it off with my favorite song by Foreigner. It was the 3rd single from this album, following Feels Like the First Time and Cold as Ice. It's my favorite because it's like the perfect, succinct rock and roll song. It comes in under 3 minutes. It's very radio friendly, 2:53 I think. Seems longer because it's got so many parts, and it just has no wasted space. It reminds me a little in that regard of Money, just a perfect rock song with a lead guitar solo, a sax solo, great melody changes in it, just different things going on. This isn't quite as long as Money, doesn't have 2 guitar solos in it, anyway, it's a quick listen. I want you to listen to the whole thing like you've never heard it before, and turn it up. Sing along if you know the words, because I'm certainly going to be singing along over here. I can't help it. Long, long way from home. Oh, also note that the first verse is a little sparser in the bass and the drums. No bass, very little drum. Then they come in heavier on the second verse. It's very noticeable. It's fuller sound and great sound. And then when they get to the chorus and the bridge after, look for the bass coming in there on top of the other instruments. It's very prominent. I'll probably be air thumping it over here. That's all in this song, and it's over before you know it. Love everything about this song. Everything. Vocal, guitar, everything.
It was my destiny, it's what we needed to do. They were
in here. Whoa, what a rocker. I hope you enjoyed that. Sax pretty much all through that song, but definitely in the choruses all the way down to the end, and that solo is fabulous. It's mistaken, I don't think there's a lead guitar solo, so to speak, a typical one in there, but the guitar in it's awesome. Okay, now I'm going to skip ahead to my favorite deep cut on this album, probably most people's, I Need You, which finishes the album. A great mid-tempo rocker, the great intense vocals by Lou Graham. We'll hear the opening and then I'm going to skip ahead some. Here we go, I Need You. Oh, let's see, I can't see as well in this light. Oh, that's right. I'm going ahead to the second verse because I want you to hear the transition to where the, no, that's a different song. Oh, well. Lead guitar, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, but you hear when the vocals come back in, it's so cool. I said transition, I meant to say transition there to the bridge and the guitar. This is so cool right here. The guitar coming into the vocals coming back.
Yes, I
love the vocals, the heavy layered background vocals there. So cool. All right, side one, song one. That was side two. Let's hear how Foreigner was introduced to the world with their first single and the first song, side one. If you bought this album not knowing who they were, great song. Play the opening, and I'm gonna skip ahead to the bridge, which is really cool in this song. Here we go. Feels like the first time. The iconic opening. Forward now to that cool part that's kind of about midway through here. Love the way it comes back from this into the next chorus. Transitions back and that bridge there between the verses and chorus. Okay, now the next hit, you're familiar with it. I'm going to point out, I'm just going to play the first verse and the start of the second. There's another one of those that's sparse in the first part of the song, and the less instruments, less bass and drums, and then it's mainly keyboard here. Unusual opening for Cold as Ice. Here we go. I'll skip ahead a little. The piano.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Okay, then note when it gets to the end of this chorus here and it comes into the next verse, it's a fuller sound.
Behind, you're digging for gold. You're blowing away.
This great choral kind of part where they sing a lot of harmony vocals and goes back and forth on the speakers. You won't be able to hear it as much as me, but this is a great song for headphones or earbuds. You can hear the different guys' voices singing the harmonies in this part here, Cold as Ice. Oh, a little too far ahead. Right here in the middle. I'm going to play that I think that's a little guitar solo leading into it.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me.
Okay. Now, next song is Mick Jones singing. He doesn't sing much on the album. He sings part of this song and part of another song that we won't hear. This is a great song with an otherworldly kind of space feel called Star Rider. Check it out. I'm going to start it a little ways in. It's got a long opening. And this is Flute you're going to hear by Ian MacDonald bringing it in here.
I stole a ride on a passing star, not knowing where I was going, how near or how far. Through years of life, lands of future and past, until the heavenly gates were sighted at last.
It's a little fuller here. Some drums. Drums are moving. Speakers moving in stereo.
Take me to the stars. Show me where you are.
Okay, now I'm going to go ahead here to where his vocals transition when Lou Graham comes in and sings part of it, and it's a really, really nice little part of the song. I love it. Ooh, too far ahead. Let's see.
I sail celestial waves, and in the light of my years, shone the rest of my days. Speed increasing, all control is in the hands of those who know. Will they help us grow to one day be star
Yeah, that's so cool. And then it happens again at the end. I'm going to let you hear some lead guitar that comes into his vocal at the end of it.
Speed increasing, all control is in the hands of those who know. Will they help us grow? One day be star
Oh, nice ending too. Okay, I gotta wrap it up here. I don't have time to play all the great songs on this album because they're all great. I won't be able to play Head Knocker, a great rocker. That's the next song on this side. By the way, we just played the first 3 songs on side 1 of this album. That's out of the chute for Foreigner. Really impressive. This song's great that I'm skipping. At War with the World, and Woman Oh Woman on the other side. Wow, it's just so many. However, and Fool for You Anyway, a beautiful little ballad sung by Lou Graham, written by Mick Jones, that's just gorgeous. But here we go with the Damage Is Done, which I'm going to start it a little far into it so you can hear the second verse, which is a little fuller. The first verse is very sparse, and how it goes into a transition into a more upbeat tempo. It's really cool. Another one of the great deep cuts on this album.
Well, it's too late.
Let's see.
Don't want you. Damage is done.
One more instrument's going to come in.
Will you miss me when I leave you behind? Will you tell your friends I treated you unkind? Well, it's all.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit more. The bridge right is really cool. About to pick up tempo too.
There have been rumors that my sense of humor is lacking in some ways. To me, that's no reason. It's tantamount to treason. See what the judge has to say.
Okay, now I'm going to play the very end with the lead guitar and his great ending vocal.
The damage is done.
Oh, what a great ending to side one. Okay, I ran out of time. I hope you enjoyed learning about Foreigner and hearing some of their great music. Sorry it took so long to get to them. I know you're thinking about other bands in the same way. When is he going to get to them? I'm getting to them, I promise you. Thanks for joining, and come back in another week or so, hopefully before Christmas. Maybe I'll have on red, maybe some kind of Christmassy stuff. And come back for another episode of Waxing with Wade.